All right, everybody, welcome to the Saturday Community Caucus with the Office of Councilman Gilmore representing the ward that is F in Jersey City, New Jersey. I am Chief of Staff Erica Walker, reviewing the council meeting agenda with you today. We always go over the council agenda. For those who are just now watching this, or this is your first time joining a community caucus, you can reach more information about everything about the Office of Ward F and the community caucus at everythingwardf.com. Just click on community caucus. We also have much more information. I would challenge you to take some time and review our website and see all of the great resources that we have available. But today we are discussing the city council agenda. We're going to look through all the items that your city council is going to vote on. And let's begin. We can view the city council agenda with this nice big yellow button. And the next city council meeting is taking place on Wednesday, September 24th at 6 p.m. The city council will have their caucus on Monday, the Monday prior, at 4 p.m. But because the public is not allowed to engage or ask any questions, only the city council members can ask questions. And so the Office of Councilman Gilmore likes to have these community caucuses on Saturdays to get the community's input, to let the community know everything that is going to be voted on, and so that Councilman Gilmore can better represent his ward. So we like to view that in split screen so that we could see the details of the agenda items. We're going to go straight to first reading ordinances. Ordinances are laws in Jersey City. They always have to be read twice. The first time they're introduced to the council, and then at the second meeting that they're on the agenda, they get voted into law and they take effect within 30 days. So 3.1, as we see here, is an ordinance of the Jersey City Municipal Council approving a tax exemption and authorizing a financial agreement with Sussex Street Associates regarding a project at 177 Grand and 195 Grand Street pursuant to the long-term tax exemption law. So, well, why do they want a tax exemption? What are they giving to the community? They are erecting two towers, 28 and 17 stories respectively, with mixed-use development consisting of 413 residential units, approximately 7,400 square feet of retail space, 7,500 square feet of a nursery school operated by Our Lady of, it's a Catholic church, and total of 71 structured parking spaces. 62 or 15% of the residential units will be designated as affordable as part of the inclusionary zoning ordinance. And then these units will be set aside for houses combined with income brackets of 30, 50, and 80% of the area median income. So, all right, 15%, or they would have to do that anyway. So what are they giving for this tax break? They're generating revenue for the city and Hudson County. Give me a second. I'm gonna turn off the waiting room so everybody can just come on in. Welcome, Tina. So,
hello guys, how y'all doing?
So we're just on the first reading, and it's already about a tax exemption for 177 Grand and 193, 195 Grand. And this is in the area of the near the hospital. And I was just asking, like, what give back? Like, gone are the days where we just giving tax exemptions for the sake of developing. Developers do not need an incentive to develop, especially downtown anymore. We do not need to incentivize. Why do they feel like they're worthy of a tax break?
Yeah, that's true.
So they'll have to defend that when they come, because they already have to get 15% affordable from the IZO. All right, moving on to 3.2 is an ordinance supplementing Chapter 332 Vehicles and Traffic, Article 2, Traffic Regulations, Section 332-8, prohibited right turns on red signal, to prohibit right turns on red at all times, at all locations, throughout the city. Wait, what? No. No, 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 no. I personally don't agree with this. This is Erica. I'm speaking on behalf of myself. Um, this should be, I feel like this should go up for vote when people vote at the next election. This shouldn't, this something that affects the entire city traffic wise. Like, first of all, who's going to enforce this? Who's going to be giving out tickets for people who still turn right? We don't get enforcement as it is. Hold on, let me get my child. I'm coming. Tina, and I see Auntie Denise on the line as well. How do you guys feel about this? To me, I feel like that's the beautiful thing about Jersey is the fact that you can turn right on red.
I agree. That's Auntie. Okay, I agree. I don't think they should do that without informing the city because you're gonna have issues and problems with that.
Yes, this is something that should.
I don't think they should do nothing else until they get out of office. They just making a whole good
Absolutely.
mess.
Right. This is they need to take this off the agenda. It shouldn't even be introduced. This is something that like the entire city should be voting for, not just elected officials, especially not with this set of elected. Yeah, wait for the next. This is horrible.
I
And
think
this is
I think this should be put, excuse me for interrupting Erica. I think it's horrible because I think this is lack of communication with the
Mhm,
city of Jersey City. No one has
mhm.
one person or just those few people in the council have the right to do this to the city.
And you know what it is? It's a certain set of people that have the mayor's ear. And the mayor's putting forth all these, and I understand traffic safety and traffic enforcement, but you don't do it like this. You don't just make laws without consulting the people. Like, this is not New York. New York is the one, yes, you can't turn right on red. We are not New York, not trying to be New York. Stop trying to be like New York.
But that's
Like
it.
that.
That's excuse me, Erica. That's it. That's the voice that he's hearing. All these developers and these people coming into our community that don't even live here, making these changes.
Like, I love the fact that I can turn right on red when it's safe. Of course, you stop at the light and you make sure nobody's trying to cross and stuff like that. But especially like on Wilkinson, please, that light is too long for nothing. Like, this doesn't make sense across the whole city. It makes sense in certain areas, and it should be done by case scenario in certain neighborhoods on certain blocks. Okay, so like around schools or something like that. But even though Wilkinson is right at 41, please don't make that no right on red. It doesn't make sense at all. It's going to hold up traffic. Like, making a right on red allows the traffic flow to continue. Ooh. All
That should
right.
be put before the community, before the city of Jersey City, the community. That's just no strike of a pen.
Yes, ma'am. 3.3 is an ordinance supplementing Chapter 332 Vehicles and Traffic, Article 3, Parking, Standing, Stopping, amending 332-31, parking restrictions for street cleaning purposes on Lincoln Park. So they're adding Lincoln Park to the street sweeper. That's interesting because Lincoln Park is a county. And we're not, as a city, we're not responsible for county roads. Our services shouldn't be paying to clean county roads. These funds should come from the county. So we need to look into that as well. So there's a memorandum of understanding between the county and the city in enforcement of the streets cleaning approved by the county board. But are they giving us money? Are they helping us pay for these hours that it takes to clean the streets of Lincoln Park versus, so this is for enforcement of a street cleaning ordinance. Yeah, we need to see what that MOU looks like and what that enforcement looks like. So it's the county that's going to enforce it. We could get better understanding for that. 3.4 is an ordinance. All right. 3.4 is an ordinance supplementing Chapter 332 Vehicles and Traffic, Article 4, parking space of the Jersey City Code, designating a reserved parking space at various locations throughout the city. And this is for the disabled. So these are new signs will go up at these locations. 3.5 is an ordinance amending and supplementing Chapter 1, General Provisions, Chapter 218, Multiple Dwellings, Chapter 260, Rent Control, Chapter 254, Property Maintenance, and Chapter 1 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Jersey City to establish mandatory minimums for violations of housing-related ordinances. This is awesome. This means that it will not be up to the judge or up to the prosecutor on whether or not a landlord will have to pay a fine. There will be a mandatory fine, because a lot of times they're getting thrown out, or these fines are getting decreased down to 0. And so now there will be a mandatory minimum, and it can't be 0. Good. So the mandatory minimum is going to be $250 fine for properties under 4 units and a $500 minimum for properties over 5 and over. 3.6 is an ordinance of the Municipal Council of the City of Jersey City referring and adopting amendments to the Bright Street redevelopment plan, allowing accessory uses in Zone 3 residential infill. So let's see what this means. Their purpose box is whack. Let's see. It permits retail sales, retail services, and cafes under 2,000 square feet. So, okay, so they're allowing retail in this zone. And then Section 4 ordinances, second reading. These were all first readings at the last meeting, so we'll review them real quick. 4.1 is an ordinance amending Chapter A352, enabling ordinances of the Jersey City Municipal Code commemoratively designating Bentley Avenue from John F. Kennedy Boulevard to West Side Avenue in the city of Jersey City as Walter R. Lizinski Way. If you would like to learn how you can designate a street, it is a whole process. You can reach out to our office. We'll take you through that process, but it does begin with getting signatures in support of this renaming from that block, from residents on that block. 4.2 is an ordinance authorizing the execution of documents, amending and releasing certain restrictions imposed on Block 15801, Lot 5, within Jersey City Medical Center's site to allow for its redevelopment. So right now, the areas surrounding Medical Center is only deemed for medical use. So they wanted to get it changed to residential so they can also build apartments. And we all know we need more housing. We need more affordable housing. 4.3 is an ordinance amending Chapter 218, multiple dwellings of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Jersey City by, you know what, I want to go back to the medical center redevelopment, because this is an opportunity for the council person to advocate for more affordable housing and possibly get it written into the redevelopment plan. Anytime we're opening a redevelopment plan, we want to take an opportunity to ask or demand for more affordable housing
Absolutely.
as a minimum, as a requirement, like if you're going to build in this area, because this area has enough luxury housing. So we'll send an email to planning to try to see if we can incorporate that. 4.3 is an ordinance amending Chapter 218, multiple dwellings of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Jersey City by adding subsection 3, mandatory disclosure of rent increases, to Section 12 and correcting language in Section 1. So landlords will have to disclose what those rent increases will be as part of the leases. Mandatory disclosure. 4.4 is an ordinance amending and supplementing Chapter 260, rent control of the Code of Ordinances in the City of Jersey City to clarify the scope of state level exemptions. Again, this is strengthening our laws when it comes to 260, strengthening our ability to identify when units are rent controlled or not, or if they have a state level exemption. So we're trying to get our I's dotted and T's crossed, because for the longest time we haven't been keeping these lists up to par. 4.5 is an ordinance amending and supplementing Chapter 218, multiple dwellings, Chapter 260, rent control, and Chapter 254, property maintenance of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Jersey City to establish mandatory minimums for violations of housing related ordinances. Awesome, more mandatory minimums. So let me see how this, so these are different chapters, 218, 260, 254, and here is 218, 260, 254. So it looks like this is a duplicate. So I guess we're either gonna vote on either adopt it how it is or introduce this new language. So we'll get clarity on the difference between 3.5 and 4.5. And then there's a public hearing on the special improvement district assessment for Exchange Place Alliance. I sent an email to Exchange Place asking them when their next meeting is. They haven't met since the summer. So I do know that I have a recap of their last meeting. I'll try to make that available for anybody who wants a copy of that. Section 5 is public hearing requests. So far, there's 18 speakers signed up. If you want to sign up to speak, you can go to everythingwardf.com, click on our caucus page, and we have a nice brand new blue button where you can just sign up to speak simply. And on to resolutions. This is how our city spends tax dollars. 10.1 is a resolution authorizing the insertion of a special items of revenues and appropriations for the municipal budget. So more amendments. CSBG fund is going from almost 500,000 to doubling that, almost $1 million right there. And then what else is changing? So these looks like these grants came in, changing the budget allowance. 10.2 is a resolution in commemoration of the 85th anniversary of the Katyn Forest Massacre and the 86th anniversary of the German-Soviet invasion of Poland. 10.3 is a resolution accepting the 2025-2026 assessment role of the Exchange Place Alliance Special Improvement District, of course, after the public hearing. 10.4 is a resolution adopting and ratifying the fiscal year 2025-2026 budget of the Exchange Place Alliance Special Improvement District. 10.5 is a resolution authorizing a license agreement between the City of Jersey City and the City of Public Schools to grant Jersey City Public Schools exclusive use of the southwest corner of Paulus Hook Park during select hours. And this has to be done every year because that Four Corners Park is city property. So we lend that property to the school so that the kids have a place to line up in the mornings and the afternoon and a place to play safely during their recess time because they do not have the space to do so otherwise. 10.5 is a resolution authorizing a license agreement between the City of Jersey City. I'm sorry, I just read that. 10.6 is a resolution authorizing awarding a concession contract to Longview International Technology Solutions to conduct a program installing and servicing kiosks that dispense health testing and harm prevention products. You've seen these kiosks so far around the city. They are free. And definitely, I would suggest everyone just go get something and just to keep it on deck. Just keep it in your purse, keep it in your book bag in case somebody has an overdose. 10.7 is a resolution appointing Julie Serrano as a member of the Jersey City Ethical Standards Board. So let's look at Miss Julie Serrano's resume to see why she is a good fit for the Ethical Standards Board. She was a legislative affairs manager and associate for the Japan Tobacco International. And she was also legislative and regulatory affairs associate for Insurance Council of New Jersey. All right. And she was also a volunteer for Philip Governor. That's how you get a job in Jersey City when you got Mayor Fulop as your mayor, volunteer for his gubernatorial campaign. 10.8 is a resolution of reappointing Daniel Cronin as a member of Jersey City's Ethical Standards Board. Let's take a look at his resume. Okay, Carbon Tracker Initiative in New York, United Nations International School in New York, Robert F. Kennedy Human Rights in New York. Does he live in Jersey City though? No. And then he worked in DC. Educated in MA. 10.9 is a resolution appointing Philip Revo as a member of the Jersey City Rent Leveling Board. And it's important to know who's on these boards, right? Because we should be we should be being judged by our peers, people who were born and raised in Jersey City and know what it's like to live in Jersey City right now versus knowing what it's like to live in New York or Massachusetts. So I like this guy in Jersey City for a while. Filmmaker, stand-up comedy, assisting clients in their real estate needs. So he's a realtor, broker, realtor. Okay. We just want a fair board, a fair rent leveling board who understands the needs of this community. 10.10 is a resolution authorizing the public sale of 28 motor vehicles, one Zamboni, one tire changer, and 108 seats through public surplus online auction. 10.11 is a resolution authorizing the public sale of 73 motor vehicles through public surplus. 10.12 is a resolution supplementing the manual loading zone designations of this Jersey City resident loading zone at 911 Bergen Avenue. 10.13 is a resolution supplementing the manual of a loading zone designations of the Jersey City designated loading zone at 200 Monticello Avenue. Looks like we're losing some parking spaces on Monticello. 10.14 is a resolution increasing the city's bid threshold to $53,000 and authorizing the qualified purchasing agent award contracts pursuant to. So the bid threshold is now $53,000. I think before it was like, what was it prior? Okay. So I think it was like 45,000 before. 10.15 is a resolution of the Municipal Council of the City of Jersey City authorizing amendments to and forgiving notes made by the Fairmont Hotel Urban Renewal Associates to the City of Jersey City and authorizing discharges of mortgage for the acquisition and renovation of 2595 Kennedy Boulevard. 10.16 is a resolution of the Jersey City Municipal Council authorizing closed session on Thursday, October 2nd. To discuss issues related to pending litigation. Anytime it's a pending litigation, we can't discuss it in front of the public. 10.17 is a resolution determining the form and other details of the offering of not to exceed 124 million aggregate principal amount of the general improvement bonds. And authorizing the sale and issuance of 86 million bond notes. And authorizing the sale of issuance of a 6 million special emergency note to the city. And we sell bonds to pay our bills. I believe that's how we keep our money. And then 10.18 is a resolution appointing Patrick G. Patel as a member of the Jersey City Cannabis Control Board. We'll also look at his resume. And his background is in law. Okay. Alrighty, that is the municipal council agenda, only 18 resolutions, so it'll be a short meeting. Any questions, comments, concerns? Auntie Denise and others, thank you so much for joining.
Thank you, Erica.
Of course. I'll see you at the meeting.
Okie dokie.
Have a good day. For everybody else, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, you can reach us at everythingwardf.com. Click on contact your councilman and you can see all of our contact information. Get in touch with Councilman Gilmore. Our cell phone number is here as well. You can click on any of the blue buttons to set up a meeting according to who you are, whether you're a city employee, a constituent, or a land use applicant. All of the aids information is here as well. And again, our contact information. Thank you so much for joining. Have a great